So who do you like in Canelo versus Crawford?
Well, I'm a giant Crawford fan because I think he's the best switch hitter since Marvin Hagler.
I'm a giant Crawford fan because I called his coming out fight against Greatest Prescott and various other stepping stones throughout his career.
I also think he's one of those guys that if you tell him he can't do something, he wants to show you a shot.
1,000%. Absolutely right.
I also think Canelo is slowing down. And Canelo is more of a one-punch fighter now than the competition was.
We'll see. Not get ready to submit.
I've got some really special fish here.
Because again, you're talking about
On this patch of moss. For some reason, it's really hot here.
100%. I agree with that too. But I think there's a
15-pounder.
In boxing and certainly in MMA, there's a certain amount of years where a fighter can keep the RPMs up. And, you know, when you're...
I got one right away here. As soon as I started fishing.
9 years. There's 9 years is the most that an elite fighter in MMA has performed at their prime. I think that's a bullshit number because I think it's entirely dependent upon lifestyle, nutrition, discipline, physical attributes. There's a lot of factors.
George Foreman won the heavyweight championship of the world in boxing at age 45.
True, but he took 10 years off.
Yes,
So it's exactly right. Years off. So you have to like factor in.
But were the 10 years off good or bad? Well, did they dull his reflexes or did they actually allow his body to recover in such a way that, I mean, you could debate that all night.
And George is biologically very and he had gigantic fists. He had gigantic fists.
And intellectually unusual, as we discussed.
Yes.
Yeah,
and one of my favorite all-time heavyweight wars, just him and Ron.
That was one of his all-time favorite heavyweight wars. You know, yeah, he loved to reminisce about the Lyle fight. You know,
that fight was crazy.
Every fighter loves drama, and they love having been a part of drama.
Yes.
So George loved that.
That was an insane fight. Insane. All the knockdowns.
Yep.
Both guys rocked and hurt.
Yep.
Oof. And Ron Lyle's another one of those guys who's kind of lost in the history books. You know, people sort of forgot, except for that fight. You know, there's a few of those guys that people just kind of have forgotten.
They attached them to one fight because they didn't ever have that shining moment again in their career. Yeah.
Cool game. What a cool game. You know,
Ali and Cleveland Williams. Sure. Same thing.
Right, right. Cleveland Williams is a murderer. He was a nasty knockout puncher.
Absolutely.
But Ali just boxed his face off and put him away.
That's exactly right. That was the one that caused a lot of people to realize, oh, Cassius Clay is a really legitimate, meaningful talent.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's on the way to the first listing fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Special. It was a special fight. The first listing fight was crazy.
Yeah.
It was crazy. And also, the crazy thing was...
Yes!
Something probably...
I think this is Juno.
Yeah.
This is a new spot.
And Cassius,
that
at one point,
I was fishing in the middle of this column.
That's right.
And there wasn't a ton of fish, but my fish finder was blown up. So I started pitching over to this patch of moss to the right.
Yeah, and then
and I caught a 15-pounder right away.
Yeah, and Whiston effectively closed.
So I knew to just keep going. This is dynamic weather again. I just caught Woodruff. This is Juno. This is the second video I have of Juno.
Yeah, the holes in the gloves removed some of the stuffing and watered it down. And then he also did something to his hand wraps as well.
Wow.
He was hitting Cotto with bricks.
Yeah.
That's all I know. And he could have killed him. You know, Cotto went through a life-threatening experience.
Yeah.
And I was, you know, don't fall in love with a fighter.
Juno's also worth $6,600. Juno and Woodruff are the same size. So let me show you.
I was very, very...
like how I've been casting out here. This patch right here.
That night. Not because I knew that Marguerite was launch loaded. I didn't need it.
And then at 4 speed, just retrieving.
Shane Mosley's.
And I caught a 15-pounder before I caught Juno. And this is in this little canal.
And then I don't know.
Right in front of the bridge.
3 months later,
I mean the dam.
Getting ready.
Thanks for watching.
The Mosley versus